Yo guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. This video I'm gonna be listing the top 5 classes in Krunker.io. If you guys like the video, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video and click on the bell and click on the notification bell to be updated on every single video I post. And let's get into it. So the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna be looking at the stats, the damage, the speed, the movement, the health, etc. of all classes. And I'm gonna be making my top 5 using those statistics. So here are all the classes except for the new class, which is the Trooper, but that's probably not gonna be in the top 5 anyway. So obviously Triggerman, which is the AK, 100 health, does 34 headshot damage, 22 body damage and 11 foot damage. Movement speed 0.95 HP 100. It does have a secondary weapon, probably almost everyone's favorite, or at least everyone's first class to use. So very well known class, it is really good. Let's continue. The Hunter. So 60 HP, 1.05 movement speed, so it is faster than the Triggerman, but obviously 60 HP, a lot less, almost half of what the Triggerman has. A sniper, 3 bullets, 100 body damage, 100-ish, 160-ish headshot damage and 50 leg damage. So even though you can do a lot of damage and you can one-shot basically every class except the LMG, you do have to have a very good shot to actually be able to use this class properly, because if you miss, you're probably screwed. The Run and Gun, otherwise known as the SMG. So movement speed, it just says fast. 100 HP, 34 bullets, no secondary weapon. It does have the ability to wall jump. It reloads pretty fast, contrary to the Hunter and the Triggerman. 34 bullets, 100 HP, fast movement speed, the ability to wall jump. And it is probably one of the best classes out there, even though it's pretty underrated. Next we obviously have the Spray and Pray, which is the LMG, 170 HP, so it's much higher than the other classes we've looked at. The movement speed very slow, but if you're a decent / good player, this is definitely one of the best classes you can pick because of the 60 bullets in the gun. And if you're good at slide hopping, you can be very fast and basically outplay anyone else. So good class overall, but the movement speed itself is also not a huge deal. However, it does reload very slow, so you do have to strategically reload at places, at times when you know you have like a few seconds spare. Vince, otherwise known as the Shotgun. Probably one of the most hated classes out there. 90 HP, so it did get a nerf in HP. A medium movement speed, you are able to use a secondary of this gun. Short range, not as OP as it used to be, but obviously from short range it is very good, as it's supposed to be since it's a shotgun. Also, shotgun jumping is still a thing in Krunker, which does give you a bit of an advantage, although the sawed-off does exist. So overall it used to be much better, but now it's just kinda, it's an alright gun. Still very hated though. Detective, otherwise known as the Revolver, 100 HP, fast movement speed, no secondary and a 6 bullet magazine. It's a decent class, although you do have to have a very good shot, since you don't really have much of a margin. You do have 6 bullets to shoot pretty fast, reload speed is quite fast. It is very good against sniper and basically any gun, any class with 90 or less HP. Since you can one-shot them, it has a headshot damage of 98, so you sadly cannot one-shot a Run and Gun or Triggerman, but it is a very good gun, although you do need very good aim to be good with it. Medium range, long range, even if you're good with it, a short range is possible as well, but it's mainly for medium. And a Marksman, otherwise known as the semi-auto. Very underrated in my opinion. You can two-shot people with 2 headshots. That's 51 headshot damage, which is quite a bit. You can shoot really fast with it if you do have a nice trigger finger. Medium movement speed, 90 HP, which is a big disadvantage, especially against the detective. Overall a good gun. You are also able to have a secondary weapon. Only 8 bullets, but since you can two-shot most classes, you don't need much more than that. Rocketeer, as we all know, 130 HP, slow movement speed. You can rocket jump, which is basically like shotgun jumping but with a rocket. It did get somewhat of a buff, same with the crossbow recently, but it's still not very good, and also a very hated class in Krunker. The Agent, otherwise known as the Akimbo Uzis. It's kind of an underrated class, I'm not gonna lie. You have to almost use it, you have to use it the same as a shotgun. It is horrible with long range, horrible with medium range, but it is very strong in short range. You do need good aim, and I highly suggest crouching almost every single time you shoot, since that just increases your accuracy by a ton. Also a bit of a hated class, but not a lot of people use it, thankfully. This class also has the ability to wall jump, which is also a pretty big advantage. For some reason the crossbow is not on the Krunker wiki page anymore, but obviously it did get a buff recently. It's like, as someone said in my comment section, it's like shooting with a sniper at 300 ping. You do have to predict where they're going. It's a projectile that has quite a bit of bullet drop now. It can one-shot anyone, 200 damage per shot, no headshots obviously. It's a decent gun, but you do have to be able to predict where people are going. Now, for the blaster, it's like an AK with 300 ping. It's a very new gun, added only a few days ago. Does 35 damage, no headshots, but you can free shot almost every class. The reloading is decent, it did get buffed recently quite a bit. It's still not great, but it's overall a decent gun. Now to the Commando, otherwise known as the FAMAS, HP 100, fast movement speed. It's a decent gun, you can one burst most people. It's 41 headshot damage, I'm pretty sure. It's great against the Hunter, it's great against almost every class. You can shoot, it shoots 3 bullets, then you have to wait a bit, and then you can shoot again. It is very underrated in my opinion. You can be very good with this gun. It is pretty similar to Triggerman, except this one has burst. And if with good aim, with good prediction, this is a very powerful gun. Then the Runner, obviously this is just a knife, 120 HP, very fast movement speed. You can wall jump, wall grind, whatever. It's not really a gun, but mainly just a meme class, especially for people who are going for the USS Krunk, which you get when you reach level 50 Runner. But obviously it's not a very viable gun to actually get nukes with. It is possible, I've done it, but let's go on to actually rating these classes. So here we are, we just went through all of the classes currently in the game, except for Deagler, but that's not available in public matches, so I decided to leave that out. So personally, I really like the SMG. I think it is probably one of the best classes, if not the best class in Krunker right now. 34 bullets, fast movement speed, shoots fast, wall jumping, etc. It's overall a very good class, very good gun. You cannot have a secondary, but that's not really necessary with the 34 bullets in this gun. Overall a very good gun, and that's why I'm giving it the S rank, otherwise known as the first place. Secondly, a controversial second place, but it is very underrated. I really do like the semi-auto. It is a very good gun. You can two-shot almost all classes. Only 8 bullets, but very fast fire rate. You do have to have good aim with this. It has decent movement speed, but I personally really like this gun. I don't use it much, but it is very underrated. However, it does deserve the second place in my opinion. Then for number 3, obviously AK, not much to say about this. I think most people expected it to be either 1 or maybe number 2. I'm putting it number 3 because obviously it's a It's an amazing gun. It's a really good gun. But I think that number 1 and 2 are better than the AK, if you know how to use them properly. Third for headshot damage from close range, free shot, most classes, fast fire rate, decent reload time. It is a great gun, which is why it deserves to be number 3. For number 4, I'm gonna have to put the spray and pray, otherwise known as the LMG, at number 4. If you know how to use this, it's a great gun, especially if you're really good at aiming, but also mainly just movement, slide upping. Slow movement speed at first, but if you just slide up for a few seconds for a bit, you can get very fast. 170 HP, 60 bullets, very slow reload time, but you have 60 bullets, come on. Overall, I think it deserves number 4, because it's generally just a great class. And then number 5, it's gonna have to be the FAMAS. I think most people expect me to put a Hunter up, but honestly I think the FAMAS is also a very good gun. 41 headshot damage. You can one burst most classes. I think it's a great class. Number 6 would have probably been the Hunter, but we didn't have number 6, so guys, this is my top 5 Krunker classes as of now. Number 1 SMG, number 2 semi-auto, number 3 AK, number 4 LMG, and number 5 the FAMAS. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe and turn on the notifications. If you have a different opinion, don't hesitate to go to the comment section and explain why explain why this or that class deserves to be on the list as well, or why this or that class deserves to be higher or lower. That's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and thank you guys also, by the way, for 5,000 subscribers. I'm gonna be posting the 5,000 subscriber sub special pretty soon, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye!